we got you, Lucky. Like that's all we were saying. We gotta do it for Lucky. Lucky been battling all year for us, and for him to get kicked out of a game with like this, it was. I know he was kind of hurt, but he had our back. He had our back all year, so we had to get his back. I think it was a good help for us. They gave us some energy when the crowd can come out like that for us, and it's always a good thing for us. It gives us an extra boost of energy, and I think it helped us out a lot. Yeah, we wanted to show we had no fear that we was playing Kentucky. Uh, Going into the game, we just knew we could be kind of physical with them. They was tall, but not physically big. So we just wanted to pressure and try to get up into them just to let them know we was here and we wasn't going nowhere the whole game. After watching film on them, they're a good defensive team, but they're not a great defensive team, and we knew we could exploit them a little bit and driving baseline or doing certain things and getting to certain penetration spots.
I just kept my composure. I knew my team had my back. They gave me confidence. Everybody came to me saying, you got this, you can make it. Just took a deep breath and just knocked them down. Yeah, I obviously thought about the missing. I thought about the missing factor too, but at the same time, I knew it was big. If I made them, this was going to be a big win for us. So I think I thought I was just the thought of making them. That was going to help. That helped me the most. If I was going to think about missing them, that would have messed me up a little bit. So I try not. I just stayed away from that.
All I asked Mike was where your heart at, because I knew like in that type of situation, it comes down to all heart really. And I know Mike got a lot of heart. I had no doubt in my mind that he was gonna make them.
Nah, we've been talking about it. As soon as we found out we was playing them, we're just coming out, play hard, and if we do what we do, we can get the win. So that's what we've been talking about for the last 2 days, and we did what we were supposed to do, and it came out big for us. It was just great, man. All I can do is just look at the crowd and just smile and just was happy that the way that, even if we had lost the last game, it was just great to have it at home and with the crowd like that.
I think so, just because, just like you said, Kentucky would never come here. So for them to be able to come here and us get a victory is just great, and it's a great thing for the university.
How we play was just all in the flow of the game. We didn't do anything that we usually don't do. It was just all on how we move the ball, how we penetrate, how we swing the ball, and then everything just fell for me early. All I can say is enjoy this game tonight, and then come tomorrow, we got to get prepared for whoever we're going to play.
Absolutely incredible effort by our guys tonight. I think what we talked about in the pregame was playing till exhaustion. And if 4 or 5 of your guys going into full body cramps for the last 5 minutes of the game doesn't speak to playing till exhaustion and doesn't speak to how badly our guys wanted to win that game and what they were willing to do to win it, I don't know what does. I'm proud of the way they performed. I'm proud of the way that we executed down the stretch. And, it was an absolutely terrific win, not only for our program, but the university as well. Well, you need to score more points than your opponent to win. So it's always important to have points on the board. And I knew when we were up 10 with probably 7 minutes to go that it was going to come down to 1 or 2 possessions. They're not just going to roll over and walk out of the building. And we were going to have to earn the win. And I think in the last 2.5 minutes, we made the plays that you need to make in order to win it. Velton's drop-off was incredible. Russell had an awesome rebound. And then, being able to execute and kind of shrink the game and, get Mike to the foul line. Something that we always talk about is having the mindset that there's always something else you can do to help your team. And so we called that baseline out of bounds. We drew it up. Russell made a great cut. It was open. They made a great play by going and trying to contest Russell's shot. But to Mike's credit, he didn't just stand there and watch. He stayed with the play. He was able to grab the ball, get to the free throw line, and shot 2, incredibly huge free throws. We felt just reading about, them talking about our team and things that they were going to try and take away our ability to make threes. That's what teams have tried to do to us in the last month of the year. Because when we make threes, we're very good on offense. And so if you're going to take away threes, dribble penetration is going to be there. Dribble penetration or post touches. It's hard to get great post touches when they got a 7-footer in there. And so the dribble penetration was what we thought we could take advantage. And now if those guys ended up peeling off and helping, now we would have those 3-point opportunities. But with them trying to take away the three, and that was our next plan, was to try and get some dribble penetration. I think for our guys, I think once they got into the facility tonight and saw how many people that were at the game, 2 hours in advance, I think once they got over that, I think it became a game. When we were in the locker room before the game, going through warm-ups, guys were really engaged, guys were focused. There wasn't any, guys goofing around or, not paying attention to what was going on, what we were going over in pregame. And so I think, once they got over the atmosphere, I think it really settled down and became a game. And then, the way that we started offensively with Ant making that shot and kind of building that lead, I think it just really settled us down, because it proved to our guys that if we do what we work on and we are detailed, we're going to be able to get good things. I thought, to be honest, we probably should have got to the line a little more. I thought they were really physical on the perimeter defensively, and I thought our guys did a nice job of being able to kind of have some poise and rip through against that pressure. But every point in that game was critical. Every possession in that game was critical. Every rebound, every closeout. That's the only way you win a game like that, is if you are able to take advantage of everything that's out there for you. And so if you get to go to the line 14 times, you got to do your best to make 14 of them. And I didn't know that, to be honest, until I looked at the stat sheet after the game, but it was a huge factor in us winning. It's funny, when they kind of came in to warm up, I was actually a little bit surprised. I thought they would be more physical. Our matchups from a physicality standpoint, other than maybe Cauley Stein, we were as big, if not bigger, at certain positions. And so I think once our guys saw that and realized that, it was something that we were able to, get over very quickly. I think early in the game you feed off it like crazy. I think it gets you so excited that you have no choice but to feed off of it. But I think after that, once plays going up and down and you got to make decisions and you got to make choices, I don't know how much the crowd has an impact, to be honest. A few times there on some defensive possessions late in the game, maybe them cheering and chanting and things might have gave our guys a little bit more energy. But I think once that ball goes up, I think, it's you versus them, and somebody's got to go make plays and win the game. I think it can do a ton of things, to be honest. During the course of this year, we played at Xavier. We had a chance to win the game at Xavier. We had the ball and 3 opportunities to win it. We played a game at Arkansas, lost the game by 5. We're down 2 with 40 seconds to go in that game. And what we talked about after the Arkansas game was, if we continually put ourselves in this kind of position against these kind of teams, eventually we're going to break through. Eventually we're going to have the win that you guys work for. And I think I'm more excited for the guys that are currently in the program and haven't started to think about the future of the program, because those are the guys that earned this win. Those are the guys that did the heavy lifting, and they deserve to, enjoy it like crazy. There were a ton of them. 2 I'll give you right before the half that we talked about in the locker room at halftime. About minute, maybe a little over a minute to go, they take jump shot. Cauley Stein and Carvel Anderson are going for a rebound. 9 times out of 10, Cauley Stein's winning that battle. Carvel doesn't get it, but all he does is make sure that Cauley Stein doesn't get it. And so he tips the ball away. We end up getting possession. And then directly before the half, they drive. Loose ball goes on the floor. Carvel again lays out from the 3-point line and jams the ball into the ground to where no one had possession of the ball. And instead of maybe Kentucky picking up and being able to get a last-second shot, there wasn't enough time. And so maybe that's the difference of the game when you really break it down. And there were so many of those plays during the course of the game. Those are just 2 that I remember distinctly right before the half, because, we had that lead. They're cutting back to it. We're trying to hold that lead going into halftime, because we can only win games that we're leading at the half. We're 24-0, I think, when we're leading at the half, and 23-0 and 1-10. 1-10. So we got to have that lead at the half. So whatever we can do to have it is vital. Forget the second 20 minutes. You guys can just stay for half and then go home. If we're leading, we're good. But so those were 2 plays that were huge. Because I am a coach of the team, it's kind of hard to distance myself from that. You know, obviously I would say, wow, can you believe that? You know, what a win by Robert Morris University. Can't believe they just beat Kentucky. But I think going into the game, when you prepare yourself, you know, and you watch a team play so many times, and you realize as you're watching film that there's a good chance if we do what we're supposed to, this is going to come down to a couple possession game. It's kind of hard to, you know, distance yourself from that.